Okay, today we are going to talk about this war. All right, I know there are many people who have made video on this scenario. All right, now I'm going to cover all the basics, the main purpose of this channel, right, which is think better, decide better, right. So I'm going to create videos on almost every aspect that I know, and because I'm in the process of curing my eyes naturally, right, with the help of Ayurvedic medicine, so it has been hard on me to edit my videos, and that is why I'm going to stop editing my videos and I'm going to post these videos just as it is. If there is a critical error while I was creating the video, so I'm just going to re-record it because it takes a lot of time in recording the videos. So coming back to the topic of this war, now what this war is and what are its implications, right? Now you are going to just hear my voice in this video, right? So if you have to, check the data, you have to check it yourself so that you know my points, right? So right now, as you all know, war is happening currently. So Israel and US has attacked Iran, and Iran in the retaliation has attacked both US as well as Israel, right? Right now there has been no news that any attack has landed in US, but on Israel it has, right? So this is a huge matter. Why? Because as I was warning people from last 2 years that next 3 or 4 years are going to be very bad for the world, because there are going to be a lot of wars, and we are currently witnessing this war. If you guys haven't watched my shorts, I have made 2 shorts, part 1, part 2. Part 3 I specifically deliberately didn't made. Actually I made it, but I didn't post on the YouTube. Why? Because I didn't see many many interactions with my short. But if you want to know what were the reasons for the wars, which I specifically said months ahead, all right, you can watch these shorts. The shorts you can find in my channel, right? So you have to do your own work. Now coming back to this war, now what this war is, what this war is happening for, and why it is currently in this dire situation, right? Why every big investor is fearing out of this war, right? So the reason is, first, Iran is the second, you can say, second country which comes after Venezuela in the form or in the relation to the oil, right? As we all know, US bombarded Venezuela in January, right? So he captured the president of Venezuela. Now Venezuela is the #1 country which produces the largest oil, right? Venezuela has the largest oil reserves. So US struck Venezuela, I think within 1 or 2 days, maybe it was in few hours. They captured the president of Venezuela, right? And they restructured the Venezuela. The reforms are happening right now, right? Now coming to the Iran is somewhat different. Why? Because if Venezuela was the biggest oil reserve, Iran is the biggest oil transportation hub, right? As we all know, Iran has captured the Strait of Hormuz, right? So Strait of Hormuz is the path from where 20% of whole world's oil was transporting every single day. Now to put it into perspective, I know there are a lot of videos. If you want to check what is the importance of Strait of Hormuz, you can look into those videos. But to put it into this perspective, you have to understand that Strait of Hormuz was it was used to pass around 80 to 110 ships from it, right? Every single day, from 80 to 110 ships every single day. And those ships were big, right? Those ships were big. It is known to say, it is known into the research, or with the research, there were around 100 and no, maybe not 100, it was around, I guess, 30 to 40 million barrels of oil every single day. Maybe it is 20 million, I'm a little blurry on the details, right? So that was a huge number. If you want to put it in perspective, you would say 1/5 oil was transporting from Strait of Hormuz every single day, and the biggest importers or the biggest importer is China, right? Right now, as we have already witnessed, Trump from the attack, I guess from February or last of February, when Ali Khamenei, which was the super leader or supreme leader of Iran, when he was killed, Trump from that point has been saying Iran has completely lost its naval capacity. Iran has 99% of its missiles blocked out, etc., right? So there has been a lot of speeches from Trump, and Trump is changing stance every single day. Now, why this matters is, right now as we are seeing that oil prices are completely going up, right? Now why? The reason is simple. That path which was transporting so much oil, which was necessary for transportation for the economic growth of the countries, that path has been blocked right now. Which I have checked, I guess China and India are mainly two countries which are transporting oil from that Strait of Hormuz, right? China definitely, you can say almost 100% lives on Strait of Hormuz. China cannot live without Strait of Hormuz. Why? Because China is the biggest importer of oil, and that oil comes from Strait of Hormuz. So that is why China is supporting Iran. Now, remember, Trump has been saying 99% of missiles of Iran has been destroyed. Missile launchers has been destroyed, missiles has been destroyed, but Iran is still fighting. How? The reason is simple. That statement from Trump, it is a psychological warfare, right? Trump is a billionaire. So if you break the morals of any country's troops, they do not fight, and that is what Trump has been trying to do from the end of the February, which has been around 2 or 3 weeks, right? So right now Iran is still fighting, and right now Iran is still firing missiles which should have been emptied out 3 weeks back, which has not been done yet. Second, Iran is also fighting with the drones, right? Iran is sending the drones, attacking different areas, right? In Dubai, in Qatar, in US, in Israel, right? So Iran has been fighting all alone. Why? Because China and Russia are supporting him, right? Russia and China are supporting Iran. Now there is no direct link, right? Nobody has been able to establish this, that China and Russia is supporting them, because no one was able to find any Russian engineer or Chinese military movement or whatever in support of in the part of Iran, right? That is why every country is safe, but almost every country almost every intelligence knew or knows that Russia and China are supporting Iran. Maybe Russia is providing them the technology, right? The engineers, you can say raw material for building drones or missiles to fight US and Israel, and China is providing them with the satellite imagery, like this is where US troops are, this is where Israeli troops are, right? This is where Israeli bases are, this is where US bases are, right? So that is how China and Russia are supporting Iran. Now the question comes, why? If US is saying that Iran is the number one, you can say, the hub for you can say spreading the global terror, then why Russia and China are doing it? The reason is US is the superpower. China and Russia both doesn't like US, right? They have made it abundantly clear. Almost every country knows it. Almost every person who have a little bit interest in politics and global economics knows that US is not liked by Russia and China. Now China does not want US authority, or you can say US ownership on Strait of Hormuz. That is why China is providing intel to the Iran, so that Iran stays in, you can say, power of Strait of Hormuz. Because if US controls Strait of Hormuz also, then China is going to be strongholded. Why? Because China wants to be number one power. China wants to be superpower of world, and as long as US is there, China cannot win, right? So that is why China is providing intel to the Iran. Now coming to the point of Russia. Russia does not like US and they are supporting Iran. Why? Because Russia believes that if Iran is supporting terrorism, let's say Iran is supporting terrorism, then Russia also says that US dollar is the number one currency which is being used in terrorism, right? US doesn't know this. Now tell me, in what currency all these you can say all these bad things happen? What is the settling currency? The settling currency is dollars till now, right? Not even Bitcoin, not any other currency. Till now, the settling currency for terrorism is dollars. And that is why Russia is against it. So Russia is providing support to Iran, China is providing support to Iran, and both these countries do not want US to have ownership, or you can say control of Strait of Hormuz, and that is why they are providing support to Iran. Now, as long as this Strait of Hormuz is blocked, right, oil prices are going to go on rising, right? Now, from 3 weeks, Trump has been saying Iran is finished, Iran is going to surrender, etc., etc., but Iran is not, surrendering. And the reason is simple. Iran has a lot of leadership and US doesn't want that leadership to be in power. Why? If you have heard Trump say, or Trump speaking, right? Trump is saying that we want a leader in Iran which is mutually beneficial to US, right? Basically, he's saying we want a puppet in Iran. And Iran has specifically for this reason have made a regime that they have a lot of leaders in that patch. As we have seen, Ali Khamenei was dead. Trump said 99% of missiles are gone, naval capacity of Iran is gone, etc., etc. They are going to surrender in 1 or 2 days. But what happened? His son, which is Mojtaba Khamenei, he became the supreme leader. Now, even in the case Mojtaba is dead, there is another leader who is going to come to play the part, right? So you have to understand it. You have to understand it by your own. You should research it with the Google Gemini or ChatGPT. They would tell you better. This video is going very, very long. So I'm going to now come to the conclusions, or you can say implications. As long as Strait of Hormuz stays blocked, oil is going to rise, right? It doesn't matter if US has, US has released SPR, which was a strategic petroleum reserve, right? They had a reserve of crude oil or petrol, and they are releasing it to the market because they don't want the prices of oil to rise, right? They are doing it, but that reserve is going to emptying out, right? And to fight that, recently, maybe yesterday, Basant, I guess that was the name of the official, Basant said that we are going to unsanction Iranian oil, and they are also going to open that oil to the US market and to the world's market maybe, right? So they have that oil reserve, but these reserves will not last. They can last as long as 40 days. If war drags on for even 1 month, that reserves are going to get empty and oil will soar. Now, if we take another point that Iran does surrender before that 1 month, now that reserve which they have opened up 1 or 2 weeks back, that reserve is empty and they have to again buy the oil. So in both the cases, oil is going to rise. And as long as oil is rising, all the markets, it doesn't matter if it is a stock market, if it is a crypto market, all the markets are going to go down, and that safe haven, which is gold and silver, those safe havens are also going to go down. And this is why we are seeing this drop of gold, silver, stock market, everything all at once. This is the reason, and nobody is talking about it. So I hope I have made something clear in this video. I'm not going to edit this video, so you have to maybe put your own mind into it. You have to do your own work for understanding better perspective. My advice remains same. If you are kind of a mid-term investor or a long-term investor, buy gold and silver at any price. It doesn't matter. In next 3 or 4 years, it is going to be much higher, right? but immediately short term, oil is going to rise. So this is it for today. This is it for this war scenario. What is happening? I was not, put some words into it because it is a broad topic. It takes a lot of time to totally make you understand, or maybe totally tell you every single thing. But you have to put your own brain into it, and you should, research something by yourself. So this is it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.